What's going on, guys? Lucas here from Sports Advantage, and today I want to talk about the dynamic effort method and why we use it with our athletes and why it should be an important component of all strength training programs with athletes. So when we look at force, we know that mass times acceleration equals the force. Now, when we do our maximal effort method, which I will touch base on next video, the mass is high because the weight is high and the acceleration is low. As the weight goes up, the speed goes down. And you can reference a force velocity curve to look at that. When we do the dynamic effort method, those variables are switched. So the mass is lower, but the acceleration is higher. So it's important that the appropriate weight is used. That way we're getting the stimulus that we're looking for when training athletes. Now, the way our body works is it always tries to be as efficient as possible. So when you're going through with a movement pattern, it always goes off of the size principle, which states that your muscles are contracting from the weakest, smallest fibers, and then as your body needs more, it recruits more of the bigger, more explosive fibers. So when we're doing dynamic effort method, it's important that we're teaching those beginning fibers to be explosive, because those are the fibers that fire first, which is why dynamic effort is so important, because like I said, your body tries to be efficient and use the smaller fibers first. So if you can teach those smaller fibers to be more explosive and more dynamic, it'll carry over as more of those bigger fibers are starting to contract as well. And that's how that helps an athlete become more explosive. Dynamic effort isn't exactly about making an athlete stronger, it's about building the components to make an athlete stronger. And that comes with making the size principle a factor. So we're trying to make the smaller, more fatigue resistant, slower contracting fibers become more explosive and faster at contracting. That way it carries up the chain, and the entire muscle becomes more explosive. Also, when we use the dynamic effort method, we use bands. Bands cause overspeed eccentric, which allows for more deformation of the muscle and allows for a stronger contraction of the muscle. So it's important that when you are programming it, that you're not only using the correct bar weight, but you're also using the correct band and chain or whatever accommodated resistance you are using. It's important that that weight is appropriate. That way the athlete can get the most out of it, because if the dynamic effort method is not explosive, then you're not going to get the stimulus that you're looking for. So if you guys have any questions about the dynamic effort method and how we use it with our athletes and why we use it with our athletes, please feel free to reach out to us and we will be happy to help you out. Thanks.